Do you like the green one, huh? It is really nice.
It's a really nice car.
Thank you. Yep, that's exactly what it is. This one sounds pretty rowdy. There's something both equally cathartic. There's something both equally cathartic and challenging about filling the wiper fluid. That every time I gotta spill a little bit. But here I am, filling it up. Once again, for the millionth time. Have I learnt? No. Do I care to? It's one of life's mysteries. It's one of the wonders of the world is how do you pour how do you pour windshield washer fluid without spilling it? I like to spill it. It's an ode to everyone that does the same thing, which I think is most of us. All right, I'm going to put the camera down. All right, with the help of the fender and only one good sploosh on the floor, we have achieved the steady pour. I don't know why I said it like that. It's really not that exciting. But on the list of stuff that I just got to knock off, and man, I've done this with gasoline too many times to count. I should be ashamed of my pouring skills. Huh, does this have a hole on the bottom of it? I didn't think it was completely empty. And again, I spilled. I spilled just enough. That's great. All right, we'll cover that because that still totally works. This is by far one of my favorite things to do. That I could shake. And some gloss. Yes, this is my way. Between the two of these, we'll be all right. If you have a spray paint in black and a gloss in clear, we should be looking all right. So one of the multiple projects that I have going on all at once, which includes, it is not limited to, swapping out some lug nuts, cleaning stuff under the hood. We're gonna break out the rattle can and rattle can this cross member down here. Listen, if it's not rusty, if you can't see the rust anymore, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hide a bunch of rust. Well, just about done rebuilding the front end up top. That's good. Nice and drowned in paint. You want to make sure to drown all the electrical connections in as much paint as you can to cover up the rust. A little excited. Got the lug nuts squared away. Now we'll just apply liberal amounts of chassis paint to all over the chassis, simultaneously inspecting things, you know, with the old eye-chrometer. Everything looks fine. Yeah, that looks fine. Oh. Yeah, just breathe paint. That's no big deal. All right, let's get underneath this. That is very loud. Very, very loud. All right, let's keep going. Yep, that's dangerous. We're just gonna paint over that. We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen, and we'll give it a liberal amount of paint. And that's just rebuilding it as we speak. What the paint's doing is soaking its way into the metal, and a chemical reaction known as the bullshit effect, where this paint will start to bind with the metal and actually is stronger than titanium. Yeah. So by painting over the rust, I'm actually making the rust stronger than the steel that was there before it turned to rust. I don't need to make things up to sound worse. I don't need help there. Yeah, I've been chasing problems in the steering, and I just noticed that this bushing is completely loose. So I need a torsion key bushing. Wow, that's wild. Look at that, completely separated. Unreal. All right, that's gonna go on the list of to order from Rock Auto. Let's keep spray painting. Coated everything down here. It's really the best I can do. Driver's side rockers are rust-free, relatively rust-free. As you can see up here, the rockers are pretty rusted out on this side. I don't see this differential leaking at all, so either it's got no oil left in it, or that seems fine. Yeah, that's fine. A little bit of tolerance in the universal joints. Anyways, spray painted as much as I can, used up pretty much all the paint that I bought, and I'm tired of painting, so that's it. Call that rebuilt. Sockets, impact, engine. We're clear for takeoff. I'd like a drink. All right, first order of action. Let's put a socket on it. Strain the oil on this pan. One more. There we go. Okay. Had to go through all 3 settings. I turned it down. Let's check out the color of this oil. Man, I really hope this isn't super fill and just sprays out everywhere. Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Cool. Look at that. There's not a... They had just changed the oil on this thing. It's full. Okay, that's going to present its own problem. Let me put this bolt down. Get 2 hands on this. For now, at least. Luckily, I did just pick up another box of cat litter, so fresh on the cat litter. This oil's perfect. I don't know if you can see. I'm pretty certain you can. Pretty certain you can. I know it has a little green tint. I think that's just the light refracting. It doesn't look like it had hardly any runtime with this. Looking at the filter's brand new. It's a Walmart oil change. It's got to be Castrol GTX. I bet I could taste it and tell you if it's Castrol GTX. All right, this could be tough. I'm trying to go to the ground now. Go to the ground without spilling. That's it, Isaac. Not a big deal. Go to the ground without spilling. There we go. Look how clean that is. Let's see. Find a clean finger. Poke the screen. Look at that. That's perfect. That's perfect. Maybe a little overfilled or just filled. That's so wild. Why would they junk an engine that looks so clean? This motor oil has no runtime. Does it smell like fuel? I do smell gasoline, but that's not bad. It smells a little bit like gasoline. It smells a lot like gasoline. Interesting. It might have a dead cylinder. We are going to find out, aren't we? All right, I'll stop tasting and sniffing oil here and say that looks pretty good. Look how clean that is. How cool is that? Really excited about this. Even if it needs new bearings, if it's this clean, see somebody try to take that off and gack the corner. If it's this clean on the inside, that's really cool. Let's go ahead and put that back in for now. Listen, I don't want to brag too hard, but there's only 4 drips of oil on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I dare say I did a pretty good job. Now, where's my wipe? Let's clean the lip off of this so it doesn't drip. That's what got me. Those 3 drips. 1 drip was from the funnel. 3 drips was from the side of this pan dripping. We'll get covers on that. I think it dropped off. Right? That's what you do. Store the oil storage equipment. Let's pull this out. Catch it. You know, we just need to lube the cylinder. One of these cylinders. There we go. That's just how you keep them lubricated. Let's tear this apart. Let's pull this valve cover off. And mind you, since I published that video, it must have been a month and a half ago, the short on this, I haven't been inside of this. I haven't touched it. I haven't had time to. That's so cool. Get you pointed down a little bit in the meat and potatoes of it. Look at that. It's not perfect. There's a little bit of gunk in it. I said gump. But it's very clean. Very, very clean. I'd be hard pressed to believe that that was cleaned out with fluid, but it's with ATF, but it is possible. Open this other side. Yeah, these were just hand tight. Same story. I'll tilt this flat. Look at that. That's cool. I'm amazed. It's not fake. This isn't Hollywood. I can't afford to do Hollywood. This is actually that clean. We're not just gonna pull the heads on this thing. We're gonna do a lot of other stuff first. All right, what do they say? If it's a 13 millimeter valley cover bolt, if this is 13, which I don't think it is, you have Gen 4 rods. Nope. 11? Nope. They're 10. I'm out of order. 10. I like this 10. Let's pop off the knock sensor harness. Is also relatively new. I don't care about these sensors. Sensors break. All sensors break. All sensors need to be replaced, especially your knock sensors. All right, that one survived. This one did not. So that's garbage. Thank you, and please come again. I bet the harness was fine, but for $30 when you buy knock sensors. Done. Done. Brand new, assembled in Mexico. Man, these have to be AC Delcos. Well, this was an AC Delco. But when they get that brittle and break, here, look. When they get that brittle and just break, you know they're old. Let's see, what does this number say? 1045-6603 5233-2F. That's a purple stamp on it. This one says assembled in Mexico. This might have been replaced. They're not exactly the same. But this is an AC Delco knock sensor. Not bad. Garbage? Not garbage. You don't have to throw everything out that you pull off these things. You can hold on to some stuff here. There's nothing wrong with hoarding some parts. All right, did I need to take the knock sensors off? I think so. Either way, that's what we did. Let's go ahead and just put this in our handy tool holder area. And let's pull out some valley cover bolts. These are all pretty loose. All right, so we've established that somebody's been in here to replace stuff, right? What do we know so far? Felpro gaskets, that's not stock. New knock sensor, obviously not stock. Let's see. I don't know, that gasket might be original. I don't know. A brown gasket? Blue is Felpro, black is Felpro maybe. GM, I believe, is black. I don't know what color this is. Is it faded? Is it the stock? It's quality. It's rigid. It's old. Obviously, it doesn't leak. We'll just pretend that didn't happen, that question. All right, valley cover coming off. Gonna do it by hand? Ah, of course not. I'm expecting to see a lot of RTV under that. Is this big enough? This might be too big. All right. Begrudgingly, this is coming off. The seal's not happy. Look inside that knock sensor. Look at that, man. I should vacuum that out. I'm not going to. but I should. Something's got to give here. Let's go. Just set this down. I'm not going to lose any, I promise. The short ones from there. The valley cover had nothing to do with that. That's hilarious. I thought it had something to do. It had nothing to do with the. This is a camshaft sensor. Ah, there we go. Okay. Aside for that. What did I do to my life? No big deal. God damn it. All right, this isn't exactly what I was looking for, but it's exactly what I need. So cue the music. Okay, that's enough vacuuming. CT for you. If you look at the front of this motor, let me adjust the camera here. If you look at the front of this motor, there's a lot of rust and flake. You know, all of the paint has been rusted off. It has a leak in this area, but this is from road salt. This flaking, this corrosion, this is all road salt. So the crank is rusted, the crank pulley rather is rusted, and the bolt is rusted to it. So first things first, before we flip it, I don't know why I skipped this step, but it's so important. Just a Scotia oil. All right. Put some bags on the floor, get the cat litter ready. There's gonna be a mess. There's no question. There's gonna be a mess. Also, need new gloves. Hard to wear those things for too long. Hands get sweaty, they get gross, throw them out. I don't like using them. Generally, when I don't want my hands to get all dirty today, I got stuff to do and it's early morning. Can't start my day off looking like I do this for a living, because I don't. Think, Isaac. Garbage bags. I stopped to think right in front of what I was looking for. Wow, who would have? Oh, I'm so proud of me. Doing a good job this morning, bud. Doing a good job. Where's gloves? Outside. Everybody outside. Why are you gonna go outside without your keys? How are you gonna get in your car if you don't have your keys? Oh yes. The great out of doors. Well, that's getting cool enough to work on. Maybe we'll change that, maybe we'll change the exhaust manifold that's been going. I'm gonna run a ground wire from the battery to the chassis. I gotta redo. I wasn't really thinking what I was doing when I did that, but I gotta do some. This alternator's having a hard time. This battery seems fine. Cheapest battery I could find. It seems fine. It's $50 with a $12 core charge, and I have junk batteries, so not bad. What am I looking for? Gloves. That's what I'm looking for. Did I just lock that door? Where's the coffee? There should be a coffee in the truck, actually. That would be really nice right now. You want to have a spare alternator with you at all times. Oop. Gloves. These are the good kind. I try not to waste them, but the rubber gloves. How do you not waste rubber gloves? And a torch. I'm gonna need that for the crank bolts. I'm thinking, I don't know if you're supposed to eat that. I gotta Google it first. Coffee, check. New gloves, check. Oop. Finger got away from me on that one. Don't want to torque these down. Do it again. Immediately. Okay. Let's get this loosened up. Could put a socket on it. Let's go with a 17. 18. Not even 19. It's got to be a 20. Why the hell would it be a 20? Well, just go ahead and drop stuff. Yeah, no big deal. Try to be careful. That's cured. It's definitely going to dump oil. There's no question. I have to be prepared for that. It's going to dump something. Okay, we got water coming out. That's fine. All right. All the water's coming out. That water, I am not mad about that. Where's that coming out of? Steam ports. Draining. Okay, do your thing. We'll clean you up in a little bit. As long as you're not oil, that's okay. All right, what are we doing now? Let's get this pan off. Dude, this oil pan is as clean as they get. It's oxidized, yes. Yes. It's oxidized, yes it is. But she doesn't leak, at least not a lot. A little bit of drippage here. A lot of hope that this is a really low mile motor. Like a lot of hope that that's what this is. Not that we're gonna lose the shop over it, but corrosion. Yeah, it still happens to the best of them. And now for the moment I've all been waiting for. Onto the floor. What do you think? It'll just lift off? Oh, cherry. Okay. Here we go. Let's take a second to inspect that. That's not bad. No varnish built up in this. A little bit of sludge. Yeah. Just really clean. That's really cool. That's legitimately, I mean, unless it's been replaced and cleaned, which no, the gasket is the same color as the other, as the intake, the valley cover, the valve cover, and this gasket are all the same gasket. I don't see Felpro written anywhere on it. Get you pointed. These pins here go through the pan, and they're guide pins. I don't know if that was a factory I don't recall that. I don't recall ever seeing that. But this pan's as clean as they come. This one we're gonna have to take. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull this stuff off. This is the oil pickup tube. This is a splash shield, right? I forget what that's called off the top of my head. Those look like 13s. They can't be 10s. That's a 10. Those are considerably larger. Oil pickup tube. Infamous. Infamous right there. Not very happy to be part of this party, huh? These were definitely torqued to spec. Yeah, that might drill. Had a little bit of a hard time. Okay. Now before I lose any of these, I'll pick them up. Get them out of here. Unique. These are very unique, like, you're not gonna forget what those are. Right, Isaac? You're not gonna forget what those are. Get the pickup tube, just set that down. Splash. Look how clean that is. Yeah, this is a legit low miles motor. It says rear, oh, rear facing. And folks, low mileage. Low mileage. All right. Was that 18, 23 foot-pounds? About 4.5 Ogadugas. That's all it takes. All right, now I have to break that cap free. A rubber mallet would be most appropriate, but I guess the wooden side of this mallet will have to do. Oh, wow. That's brand new, guys. That's brand new. All right. Now, before I destroy this engine by taking it apart completely, I think a compression test is due to see if we have compression on all cylinders. If we have compression on all cylinders and it looks this clean, then my suspicions are the intake gasket was making some type of noise. Maybe it had a slight lift or tick. Let me know. The original O-ring be green? What color should I expect to see here? It says rear. There we go. That's it. That's all she wrote, folks. All right, we're gonna stitch this back together real quick. Put the oil pan back on. I need to figure out how to do a compression test on it without a starter, because I don't know the answer to that yet. Let me know in the comments. I don't know if it'll be a part of this video. It depends how quick I can answer that question. If it's not in this video, it's because I'm researching on how to do it. Who knows how old this engine is? I don't know. If you could tell me based off this barcode on the head, great. Is there a casting number I can look up to see the date code for this engine? My thoughts are that this is a low mileage, this is a 100,000 mile Gen 3. You could say whatever you want. All signs point to this being a low mileage, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. Maybe there is. We could pull the spark plugs. Yeah. Let's read the spark plugs now that I dumped oil in and out of the cylinders. Yeah, that's not going to help much, but we can look at the spark plugs, see what they have to tell us about the health of the motor. Shit, why didn't I do that to begin with, Isaac? Man, you know, if I just used a little bit of common sense, that would help me out, wouldn't it? Get out of here. Get out of here. Folks, everything in my mind is pointing towards clean motor, clean motor, clean motor. So I could be wrong. I don't think I am. I think this intake gasket is the culprit. I've done the same thing. And I've only recently learned that this is incorrect and will cause this. Let's take a look at what I'm talking about. On this side, you see there's no intake gasket. Why? Because it wasn't bolted down. That is the correct way to install Fel-Pro gaskets. The incorrect way, which a lot of people do, including myself, is remove two head bolts, these little head bolts up top here, put the gasket down, and then torque these two bolts down on top of it. Apparently, that's the incorrect way to do this. Like, that is you're basically asking for a leak. You're asking for a vacuum leak with this. Okay, these will gasp, much way that an exhaust would tick, sounding like a knock. Maybe that's what happened here. I'm leaning towards that's what it is. Let's pull a couple more plugs. All right, got distracted. Where were we? Pulling spark plugs. These plugs are great plugs. Double iridium Bosches. Wow. They're brand new too. I'm gonna keep these. Not garbage. Nothing here is garbage. Looks to me like this was a very well-maintained engine that has had something go wrong with it, but I think that it's user error. I don't think that the engine itself has an issue. I think that this intake gasket was put on incorrectly, right? The same way that I would do it, which clearly is why all of my stuff has manifold leaks or vacuum leaks. Yeah, has to be what it is. I mean, the next answer to this is dress it back up and start it on the stand. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. It's not set up for it. I would not do it on this stand. I need a better stand. I have to figure out what to do. Maybe if I can fabricate motor mounts, bolt-up motor mounts that hug the floor and hold this up so that it doesn't whoosh off this. Yeah, that actually be pretty cool. All right, this is the conclusion of the video. What did we learn today? That this 5.3 that I picked up for 150 bucks is worth every penny. It looks super clean on the inside. You tell me. Honestly, your feedback is super important to me. Information that I miss, mistakes that I might make along the process, listen, humility is a big part of learning. I have to be able to accept that I don't know everything, and I don't. I really don't. So if you got anything you want to point out, anything you'd like to let me know, my thoughts are that this is super clean. The next video of this engine, it's going to be on a stand, a little bit safer, and we're going to do a compression test. We're going to check to see if it has oil pressure. And it might be good to just build from there. Maybe pressure wash it, because I didn't do that to it. Just for clarity, I didn't clean this up at all. That motor, I took that and pressure washed it, although I don't believe it helped very much. I did gunk that and pressure wash it. This one, not so much. It's as dirty as it would have been coming out of the truck that it was in. Spark plugs on this bank look great. I didn't pull the spark plugs on this side. I don't think I need to for right now, although probably should. Should have started there, that's the truth. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time watching the channel, like and subscribe. Hopefully we're gonna be doing cool stuff. That's my goal. I wanna do cool stuff. I wanna make big power. I wanna learn a thing or two as I go. And maybe this is the start of my first turbo build.